Welcome back to the Van Build series. It's great to have you here. That sounded so loud.
Oh. Here comes Janelle.
Oh my gosh.
This thing's a beast. What do you think, babe?
It's awesome. Oh my gosh.
So I'm definitely feeling the pressure because this is gonna be like on the front of our van, so it has to look good. I'm gonna share with you some of the things I learned about how to finish up these welds. We're gonna be doing a lot of welding and grinding and a lot of things today on this bumper. Janelle, what are you gonna do today?
Well, I can either do templates in the van, or I can do my own things. It's like errands and such.
You can go do your own things.
Yeah, would that be easier? Okay.
Okay, in the last video when we were tacking together this bumper, I had Brandon's help, his supervision rather, to just make sure we got all the pieces together square. We gotta come through now and fill in all these welds and then grind them down and make this thing look beautiful. How we're gonna tackle that is we're gonna be doing about 6 to 3 inch welds in various locations all around the bumper, because as Brandon was letting me know, if we just did big long runs down these seams here, all of that heat is gonna twist and form our bumper and it's gonna look like a complete utter mess. So our big priority today is making sure that our welds have good penetration, so that way it's holding the material together. We don't wanna just fill in these seams and have zero penetration, because then there's no strength to it. Yeah, there's definitely too much bead in that one, so we'll try to find a nice middle ground in between the two. After fine-tuning some travel speed, we're basically right at the kind of weld that I want to be shooting for today. This one's just way too lumpy and gloppy. My travel speed was definitely off. And then this guy is my example here of not enough. Here we go. Yeah, I don't like either of those two. In this one, whatever I did earlier on that. Kind of struggling to get enough material on my top edge there. Yeah, this one's going a little better. I'm sure most of you at home could be laying down better welds than this, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. It would be nice to get this whole section ready for some grinding. Again, the main concern for me is just making sure there's good penetration on the weld so this stuff all holds together. The biggest area that structurally is important on this build is the winch plate. So this area right here in the middle, filling in all those welds from the back, making sure that's really sturdy where it all mounts up to our subframe. So we finished our first pass of grinding on this edge here. There's still some divots and stuff in different places, but we've got some nice fill to work with here so we can get a nice rounded edge. Some tips for grinding. This is stuff that I learned from Brandon, but his suggestion was to do long, smooth strokes, so that way you don't end up getting this wavy edge, because if you just work one area and then go work another area, you're gonna take away more material. So try to minimize. I'm turning this into a tutorial and I'm the last person to be teaching. I'm trying to minimize the amount of single area grinding that I'm doing, so that way I don't get waves. That's kind of the main strategy that Brandon told me. Then when you're using an abrasive disc grinder, it's actually helpful if you put both edges on like that. So instead of using the leading edge like this, if you put both flat like that, so it's touching in two spots, it really helps make sure that you're not digging into one particular area too much. How was your errands?
It was actually so good. I smashed so many things.
Really productive?
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the final welding sessions on the whole bumper project. We're gonna be adding these gussets into our subframe here. I don't know the mathematical equation, but I know that by adding a simple triangle piece of steel, it reinforces the ability for the whole bumper to be torsioned on immensely. So just by adding these gussets. This is enough space right here to put a 10K winch right in that space. But I want to be able to move the winch from the front to the back. We're lining it up, gonna make sure it's square, and then weld this bad boy together. And that's the plate right there, and it's also got, as well, some sweet gussets on the side.
Can you hear me coming? Like it's every day. Never find me running. I'm not going under. I can feel it coming.
Okay, just doing a quick errand to go pick up the freshly powder coated front bumper and subframe, and I am so hyped to see what it looks like.
For a while,
right.
Pull it out and then paint it again.
Is that what? Awesome. Okay, so we picked it up. Look, there it is. It's back there. We got the bumper.
There it is.
I want to put it on right now, but we don't have any of the hardware. It's all back home. But it looks incredible. The texture is the perfect amount of speckled texture that it almost matches the Raptor liner on the outside, but it's definitely still got its own unique look. And yeah, it looks amazing. Like, I can't believe all the rounded edges, every aspect of it just looks so, I can't believe I built that. Like, it's so cool.
So professional.
Let's get the lights on and get it mounted. Let's go. Woohoo! I'm hyped. Ready to go to Alaska? You ready?
I am. Is that ready?
Nope.
That's not quite ready.
The unibody of the van is so thin that every place that we drilled holes to actually mount our subframe, we also need backing plates so that way we don't just like pinch. Because if we tighten down this bolt here with just the stock thin metal and a washer, I bet you we could just keep tightening this till it just pulls right through.